This is Nimasa This Week, the authorized voice for the maritime sector. Hello and welcome. My name is Iretiola Doyle. Now, finally, it was the turn of the Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, Mr. Zakede Patrick Akpobolokemi, to defend the approved budget for the agency before the Senate Committee on Marine Transport under the chairmanship of Senator Zainab Kure. As expected, the DG was grilled on a number of ongoing projects being carried out by the agency, and of course, he gave a satisfactory answer. Our senior reporter, Chukwudi Ogana, has that report.
After the Senate Committee on Marine Transport, led by its chairperson, Senator Zainab Kure, performed its oversight functions over the Ministry of Transport, during which the Minister, Senator Idris Umar, defended his ministry's budget, it was the turn of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, to defend its 2013 budget and present its 2014 budget proposal. The Director General of Nimasa, Mr. Zakede Patrick Akpobolokemi, hinted the committee about the agency's plans to increase its internally generated revenue.
We intend to aggressively improve on our revenue collection. We intend to focus more on our core mandate that has to do with safety, security, marine environment management. These are our core mandate, in addition to capacity building.
Mr. Akpobolokemi tried to convince members of the committee on why he wanted them to approve the 2014 budget proposal.
We are consolidating on what approval that came last year. So majority of the jobs with respect to the approval last year that is in the budget are approved. The contracts have been awarded. We are now in the execution phase. This year we hope to get a better budget performance in the capital side of our budget, while at the same time taking constructive decisions in downsizing investments in the recurrent aspect of the budget.
The Director General of Nimasa made known the desire for the agency to rank high among maritime nations in the world.
We know that the entire membership of this committee is going to give us the usual cooperation and support that will enable us to expedite action on the approved projects and the few new ones that are proposed, so that at the end of the day, the core objectives of the agency, in line with the safety desires, security ambitions, and the marine environment management issues, can be addressed, so that we can be respected in the Committee of Nations as a maritime nation.
One of the biggest projects of the agency is its investment in the development of human capacity to build the nation's maritime sector. The agency has invested its resources to send young Nigerians to nations like Egypt, the Philippines, and the United Kingdom, among others, to study different courses under maritime. The Nimasa board noted that the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program (NSDP) was an investment Nimasa embarked upon that would soon begin to yield results. The DG's presentation was then followed by a question and answer session, and clarifications were made on grey areas surrounding some of the activities of the agency. In closing the presentation, the chairperson of the Senate Committee on Marine Transport, Senator Zainab Kure, explained that the committee set out to ensure transparency.
Those documents that we have asked to be given are very, very important, especially the explanations of the revenue profile that we have talked about, so that anybody that picks up this document will be convinced of where you are expecting your funds from, and that will be able to give them assurance of how, assure them of how you want to expend it. As much as possible, you know that as a parliament, we reserve the right to look at your paper and then juggle figures here and there. We will change some heads here and there, and that is why we have asked you some certain questions.
The Senate Marine Transport Committee, through its chairperson, expressed satisfaction over the performance of Nimasa's budgets.
Public notice. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, a parastatal of the Federal Ministry of Transport, hereby invites reputable and competent underwriting companies and insurance brokers to bid for the following policies. Lot 1, Marine Hull. Lot 2, Industrial All Risk. Lot 3, Motor Insurance. Lot 4, Group Personal Accident. Lot 5, Group Life Insurance. Qualified interested companies and firms should collect standard bid documents as from Tuesday 1st April 2014 from the Office of the Deputy Director Procurement Department, Nimasa, Head Office, Number 4, Burma Road, Apapa, Lagos. For further inquiries, please contact the Deputy Director Procurement, Nimasa, or call the following telephone numbers during official hours only: 0803 483 6337, 0805 273 33996. Again, 0803 483 6337, 0805 527 33996. For more details, you can also visit our website on www.nimasa.gov.ng.
Ship registration and licensing is one of the many mandates of Nimasa, the apex regulatory and promotional maritime agency in Nigeria. In a bid to pursue this mandate, Nimasa has launched a series of sensitization programs all across the country with a view to educating local industry players on the need to register their vessels. Recently, the Eastern Zone Command of Nimasa in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, played host to one of these programs. Our reporter Amanda Akpan has the details.
Shipping registration is a process by which a ship is documented and the identity of the owners of the vessels authenticated. The certification of a ship's equipment and crew and the verification of a vessel environmental and safety standards are easily validated through the registration process. In accordance with the Cabotage Act of 2003, revised in 2007, and the Nigerian Merchant Shipping Act of 2007, the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, is the government agency vested with the task of administering the registration and licensing of ships in Nigeria, and this the agency is carrying out through the instrumentality of its Shipping Registration Department. In pursuant to this mandate, Nimasa has launched a nationwide sensitization campaign to intimate local industry players on the need to register their vessels, most especially the power-driven small crafts that are below 15 gross tonnage. Recently, one of such sensitization program was organized in Port Harcourt, Rivers State by the Eastern Zone Command of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. On hand to enlighten the stakeholders and vessels operators present was the technical team from Lagos, led by Nimasa Assistant Director, Ship Registry, Mr. Eric Oji, and other senior staff of the agency. Nimasa Eastern Zone Coordinator, Mr. A.C. Ogadi, set the tone for the meeting by dwelling on the need for stakeholders to work in tandem with Nimasa for the good of the maritime sector. Speaking further, Mr. A.C. Ogadi highlighted the reasons why every vessel operator must comply with the registration process.
The idea is registration of vessels. Nimasa wants to build a database. Nimasa wants to build a register. And we cannot start off from just the very big tonnages without starting from those that we feel are the real operators in quotes. Because without the small tonnages, we won't be able to have a solid foundation for those bigger tonnages. And also, these bigger tonnages to look at are foreign. So what do we have as ours? The gentlemen and ladies here, this is where we felt we should start from. And the management has been so magnanimous in their approach by saying, yes, let's bring you together and start off this sensitization. Right. We are mandated by the extant law to ensure that we put all our eggs in one basket. All our eggs, both local and international. But without us having a very solid base with the local operators, it will be difficult for us to go out and now tell the foreign operators what and what to do.
On his part, Nimasa Assistant Director Ship Registry Mr. Eric Oji explained the statutory perspectives of ship registration to the stakeholders and emphasized the benefits that will accrue to the boat operators if they comply with the shipping registration mandates.
There are so many advantages you get if you are registered by Nimasa with these cracks. Because automatically once you carry the registration, once you are registered with Nimasa, everything that comes with a vessel having a flag of Nigeria applies to you, all the benefits. Nimasa, of course, has responsibilities on safety for both the vessel and its operator, but we will not have any obligation if we don't have you in our register. We must know that you are such an operator. We must recognize you as such an operator for you to now come to Nimasa and say, these are my constraints, these are the challenges we have. Can you help us in this? Can you help us in that?
The stakeholders made the most of the rare opportunity of the gathering as they bared their minds on a lot of issues affecting the maritime sector. Most of them sought clarification on the modalities for the registration of their vessels, while others spoke on the recurring issues of seafarers' welfare, wreck abandonment, illegal manning agents, and the safety of life at sea. The technical team responded to all the issues raised and reassured the stakeholders of Nimasa's commitment to promote and develop the maritime industry.
Nimasa, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. For Obonga shipping registration, no. Nimasa, commercial shipping, no. Nimasa, maritime labor.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, the nation's maritime watchdog, established to promote maritime safety, security, commercial shipping, and regulate maritime pollution. Nimasa is well positioned and committed to take the development and standardization of Nigeria's maritime industry to greater heights. Are you interested in the local or international commercial shipping business or in seafaring and do not know what to do or how to go about it? Nimasa will guide and see you through. Sea pirates, oil thieves, and all forms of dubious and illegal business on Nigeria's maritime domain have no hiding place because Nimasa's eagle eyes will locate or catch up with you. For Nimasa, it is zero tolerance to sea pollution as all abandoned ships and wrecks on Nigeria's waterways which pose danger to sea transportation will be cleared. Nimasa, promoting safe and secure maritime environment.
The port of Shanghai is a critically important transport hub and the most important gateway for foreign trade in China. However, it was not until China allowed for economic reform in the early 90s that the port was able to flourish and reach its current success. Because of the volume of the cargo it handles, Port of Shanghai holds the record as the busiest container port in the world, beating the Port of Singapore and Hong Kong to the #1 spot. It is a deep sea port and a river port situated at the middle of the 18,000-kilometer long Chinese coastline where the Yangtze River, known as the Golden Waterway, flows into the sea. Exports and manufacturing as well as government spending on infrastructure had driven China's breakneck economic growth in recent years. The total number of Chinese imports and exports hit $3.87 trillion, thereby making China the world's largest trading nation. To cope with this unprecedented volume of trade, the Port of Shanghai got a shot in the arm through the massive reconstruction and expansion of its facilities. Its services was also complemented with the construction of the Yangshan deepwater ports due to insufficient water depth at the port's mainland, thereby making Yangshan deepwater port the deepest river port in the world. Since then, the Port of Shanghai has developed at an increasing pace and has since established itself as the catalyst for the sustainable economic growth in China. It is by far the world's busiest trading port and handles a staggering 736 million tons of goods to far-flung places around the globe. Stretching as far as the eye can see, rows upon rows of containers lie stocked up at the port of Shanghai, waiting to be shipped abroad and bringing in trillions of pounds to the Chinese economy in the process. Here are some amazing facts that made Port of Shanghai the biggest and busiest port in the world. The port has an area of 3.94 square kilometers, which is the equivalent of 470 football pitches, and there are over 125 berths in the port of Shanghai with a total quay length of about 20 kilometers. The port boasts of 293,000 square meters of warehouse and over 4.7 million square meters of storage yards. The terminal is equipped with the most up-to-date technologies and facilities, including tandem lift quay cranes, which are capable of lifting 240-foot containers simultaneously. The port also possesses over 5,143 units of cargo handling equipment. Over 2,000 container ships depart from the port every month, and the annual import and export trade through Shanghai port in terms of value accounts for a quarter of China's total foreign trade. The port of Shanghai has the capacity to handle the world's largest container vessels due to its deep water ports. In the year 2012, it set a historic record by handling over 32 million TEUs. That is a unit which is roughly the volume of a 20-feet-long container. To date, its groundbreaking feat remains unrivaled.
The National Association of Nigerian Students recently converged at the Sheraton Hotel and Towers, Abuja, to honor the chairman of the governing board of Nimasa, Lieutenant Colonel Agbu Kefas, retired, for his service to his fatherland and humanity. Now, he was singled out for this honor because of the superlative performance of Nimasa under his supervision. An honor well deserved, you'd say. And from all of us here at the studios, we're saying a huge congratulations to Lieutenant Colonel Agbu Kefas, retired. Our head of studios, Razaki Zebe, has that report.
Students under the aegis of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, came from near and wide to honor a man that they, in their words, had described as an agent of change, a bridge builder, and an icon of hope. That man is Lieutenant Colonel Agbu Kefas, retired, the chairman of the governing board of Nimasa. The event, which was steered by the top echelon of the students' umbrella body, took place at the Sheraton Hotels and Towers in Abuja to commemorate the induction of the Nimasa board chairman into the National Association of Nigerian Students Hall of Fame. While speaking on behalf of Comrade Yinka Gbadebo, the president of the National Association of Nigerian Students, Comrade Gambo Mohammed, the coordinator NANS Zone A, enumerated some of the sterling qualities of Lieutenant Colonel Agbu Kefas, retired, during his days as a military officer and some of his accomplishments in his present dispensation as the chairman governing board of Nimasa.
The mainstay or the basis for Nigeria's commerce strongly lies on the strength of our waterways. He has navigated the waterways of Nigeria and have been able to arrest the activities of pirates and have given us a free and safety waterways. Nigeria as a nation wouldn't have come this far without education. Nimasa is into partnering with so many Nigerian universities to introduce courses in the maritime sector so that some of these courses we go abroad to study have been made available to Nigerian students in our doorstep.
After the students had spoken eloquently about the laudable achievements of the officer and gentleman, who has distinguished himself in all areas of his endeavors, they went into the investiture proper, and Lieutenant Colonel Kefas was officially inducted into the National Association of Nigerian Students Hall of Fame, the highest honor reserved for individuals who have impacted their generation positively.
I present to you, on behalf of the National Association of Nigerian Students, a Distinguished Leadership Award as icon of societal transformation.
In his reaction, the Nimasa board chairman thanked the students for the honor bestowed on him and was full of appreciation for the opportunity given to him by President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to serve his fatherland. Speaking further, he articulated his philosophy of life and some fundamental traits that has become his guiding principle.
I believe in teamwork, I believe in togetherness. Everybody is important. And if we have that mindset, we'll achieve a lot. Above all, I've made it as a point of duty that anywhere I find myself, I'll bring in godliness in public service.
The Students' Union body used the opportunity to express their solidarity with the government of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan and professed that Nigeria would take its pride of place amongst the Committee of Nations.
We believe in the transformation agenda of Mr. President because he has given the youth a face as far as this government is concerned. We believe that certainly there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. That Nigeria would emerge in the midst of all the trials and tribulations we are faced with today to become the giant of Africa, to become the giant of the world as God has destined it to be. Because you will agree with me that West have had their turn, now China is having their turn. And when it comes to Africa, I know Nigeria will take the lead.
Again this week, we went trawling through our email box to bring you answers to questions that we have determined to be some of the most frequently asked on our show. And this week, we begin like this.
Our frequently asked question this week is, who is a master mariner? Captain Marvin Abe, the Deputy Director, Emergency Services at Nimasa, obliged us with an answer.
A master mariner is, in a nutshell and to the layman, that person, male or female, who has mastered the sea. That person who has been so trained and has acquired such competencies and skills over the years that he or she can be considered a master of the oceans. That is simply what a master mariner is. And they grow up to be what we call, or what you recognize as captains of ships after many years of sailing. But you could be a master mariner and not be a captain of a ship. So sometimes you acquire the certification a lot earlier, and over the years you grow and get promoted depending on vacancies and requirement for resources, and then you eventually become a captain in command.
Nimasa, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. For Obonga shipping registration, no. Nimasa, commercial shipping, no. Nimasa, maritime labor,
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, the nation's maritime watchdog, established to promote maritime safety, security, commercial shipping, and regulate maritime pollution. Nimasa is well positioned and committed to take the development and standardization of Nigeria's maritime industry to greater heights. Are you interested in the local or international commercial shipping business or in seafaring and do not know what to do or how to go about it? Nimasa will guide and see you through. Sea pirates, oil thieves, and all forms of dubious and illegal business on Nigeria's maritime domain have no hiding place because Nimasa's eagle eyes will locate or catch up with you. For Nimasa, it is zero tolerance to sea pollution as all abandoned ships and wrecks on Nigeria's waterways which pose danger to sea transportation will be cleared. Nimasa, promoting safe and secure maritime environment.
Right, that brings us to the end of this week's edition. As always, we hope we kept you educated and informed. Now, please don't forget, Nimasa This Week is an interactive show. All you have to do is send an email to the address currently showing on your screen. Now, I'm going to be here same time, same station next week. Until then, we're wishing you smooth sailing and bon voyage.